A woman on the move, a sister of success. Focused on the future, a diva supreme. The secret place where dreamers go to dream. Stepping out on faith and always dressed to the T. Attracting big thinkers with an abundance mentality. Expanding my vision beyond what eyes can see because mediocrity has been removed from my vocabulary. I stand before you and I am destined to excel. I am powerful, I am poised, and my name is Darnyelle. Was that not an example of how to be bodacious? So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of history, and many of you have never had any exposure to me, so you're probably like, who in the devil is this Darnyelle? Well, as I said in my introduction, my name does mean the secret place where dreamers go to dream. And I declared at the age of 10 that it would be my personal mandate that I would use words to change the lives of others. You see, I come from a background where one day to the next, you just really didn't know. I have 7 brothers and sisters. Both of my parents were crack addicts. In fact, my mom smoked crack for the entire time that she carried me in her womb. The doctor said, if she survives, she'll never know life like most know life. But can I tell you that there was nothing cognitively wrong with me? And can we celebrate the fact that when there's a purpose for your life, nothing in hell can stop you from doing it? That because I wasn't supposed to be here, that if I was going to live this life, I would live it big. I would live it bold. I would live it bodacious. And so I'm here tonight to talk to you specifically about networking because I hate networking. Do you hate networking? Yes. I hate going out and you meet the business card ninjas that just can I give you my business card? Can I give you my business card? How about you? Can I give you my business card? Without taking the time to get to know you. I also really hate when I meet women who, because they have so much personal power, but don't recognize it in themselves, like Pam said, they don't recognize their value and their worth. They miss opportunities to build relationships that could change their life forever. And I'm sick of it. And so I created this talk, I created a program all about how to show women to go from being boring to bodacious. I want you to turn to your neighbor right now and say, girl, you are incredible. You are incredible. And the world needs to hear from you. And the world needs to hear from you. Okay, we don't have to repeat. I always forget to say don't repeat anymore, and then everybody just keep talking. I mean, the thing is, the world needs to hear from you. But we don't because we lack personal power. We lack the belief that we are the bomb. Because you are the bomb. There is nothing in you that isn't already exactly what you need to be to serve this world. You don't need validation from anyone. The fact that you're here means that there's a space for you to hold. And when you go out to network, when you go out to build these relationships that are going to have the ability to shift and change your life and the lives of those that you'll have the ability to spend time with, you've got to own that power. You can't walk in willy-nilly with your shoulders held down. What do you do? No. We got to stand boldly, and we've got to profess exactly what it is that we came here to do. So I have some tips that I want to share with you. Is that all right? Yeah. All right. So number 1, we're going to talk about image, because image really is everything. We've heard it said before that you really only get, one chance to make a first impression. And so what that means is that we have to recognize the powerful women that we are. And so we need to make sure that we look the part. Here's the breakdown for you. Of the 100% of an interaction that occurs the very first time that you meet someone, 55% of that interaction is based on the way that you look. They're sizing you up. They're looking at your shoes to see if they're hot or not. And they're making a decision based on your physical appearance of whether or not they want to know who you are. So if you don't come in with power, if you don't come in with boldness and authority, you might miss the best thing that could have ever happened to you. 55% is based on your personal image. 38% is based on your nonverbal communication. So if we're engaged in a conversation, and I admit I'm so bad at this, because I'm just so nosy, but we're engaged in a conversation and I'm looking over your shoulder at everyone else, I'm basically telling you that I don't care about you. That I don't care what you're telling me because it really doesn't matter. And seldom is that truly the case. We have to take the time to think of ourselves or think of the others as we would want them to think of ourselves. Because I don't know about you, but I can't stand it when people don't give me their full attention. Like I call my mom, I'll use her as an example, and we'll be on the phone and someone will come in the room and she'll start having a conversation with them and I will throw a hissy fit. I'm like, hello, I'm on the phone, why are you not paying attention to me? But we have to remember that when we're networking, this 38%, and we have to make sure that we're intact, we're focused. I'm looking at you, Debbie. We're having a conversation. I'm engaged. I'm getting to know you. 38% of the time is your nonverbals. You don't want to stand with your arms crossed. You want to actually be open so that you can welcome them in and welcome abundance into your situation because it shifts the energy of everything that you'll do at that very moment. And then 7%, ladies, I want you to get really excited because 7% of the interaction is based on what you say. So what that means is it almost doesn't matter what you say. If you're, seriously, it almost doesn't matter if you look good and you're connecting with the people in the room. Can almost say anything you want. I'm not going to recommend that that's what you do, but you almost can do that because it's really about that presence and looking like you deserve to be there. Turn to your neighbor and say, girl, you deserve to be there. You deserve to be there. Because it's important that we hold that space and we hold that power. Doesn't it feel good to say that to your neighbor and to feel it? I see the energy shifting. I see everyone really, really excited about what I have to say, which I think is extremely important. The next tip that I have for you when you go out to network is let's talk about what you say. Because I know it's only 7%, but can we be clear? Most of you, you're doing it wrong. You're saying way too much. You're like, yeah, well, I work here and I do this, but I don't really like it. Or, well, I just started doing this. Or, I've been doing this for a really long time and you don't even feel energetic and excited about it. So I want to offer you what I call the incredible factor power statement. You guys want some power? Because this power is going to help you to go from boring to being bodacious. So here it goes for those of you who are taking notes. I help X. I'll tell you what the X is in a second. Do Y so that Z. Gone are the days when we talk about our titles. I don't ever want you to walk up to anyone again and give them your title. Because does your title mean anything? It's long. The longer it is, the less money you make, is what I remember from corporate America, right? So your title doesn't matter. Instead, let's talk about how you help people, because can we agree that we're all here to serve? And as women, we understand the importance of service because we're nurturers, and we're carrying so much of this world in our wombs, on our backs, so that we can make an impact. So I help X. X are the people that you or the company that you represent serve. So who are those people? Do Y. Y is the problem that you're solving. Marketing 101, the general rule of business says you want to find a group of people who have the problem that you solve that are ready right now to pay for a solution to that problem. We don't care unless you're solving our problem. And there are tons of people out there in pain, wouldn't you agree? Yes. I teach my clients, I have some of my clients in the room, and I teach them that their responsibility is to produce the effect of being kicked in the gut. Have you ever been kicked in the gut? You're like bowled over, but Dell's like, I have. You're bowled over and you're like, oh, somebody please just solve this pain. That's what the Y is all about. Solving the pain for the person that you desire to serve. And then the Z is all about the ultimate result that they want or that they'll experience as a result of having you solve that problem. I help X, do Y so that Z. So here's an example. I help service-based women entrepreneurs attract more clients and charge with their worth so that they can turn their passion into a 6-figure and beyond profit in 12 months or less. Does that have power? Oh, yeah. Am I bold when I say that? Oh, yes. Are you excited about what could happen, especially if you are a woman service-based entrepreneur? Right. The thought of making 6 figures in 12 months or less? Could you get excited about how lives will change and people will then say to you, can I have your business card? Which brings me to tip number 3. Do not just go and hand out your business cards. One of my favorite books says, the race is not given to the swift or to the strong, but to the one who endures. And that endurance is about building a relationship and connecting with your audience and the people that you desire to serve. So if you really want to go from boring to bodacious, my recommendation is that when you network, you really only look to make 3 to 5 connections, period. Now, I'm going to recommend, I did this tonight, but you guys weren't here yet. Don't go for the food as soon as the food shows up. When you first get to the networking event, meet the meeting host. Meet the person that put everything together and say to them, who's going to be here tonight that I should probably connect with? If they don't know you already, hi, I'm Darnyelle, and this is what I do. Who should I meet tonight? Because I want to make an impact on the lives of others. And when we focus on serving, we get the financial reward. Can we be clear on that? Right? So, but we don't want to just go handing our business cards out. Because what happens? You get home and you haven't made a connection. You go to send them an email, which, by the way, another tip, don't send them an email. If you want to go from boring to bodacious, what I recommend that you do instead is you make a personal connection with them. How do you do that, Darnyelle? I recommend that you either and I know this is going to sound really, really ancient because we don't do this today. We text instead of picking up the phone, but I'm going to recommend that you actually pick up the phone and say, hi, this is Darnyelle. We met at Women into Networking the other night. Listen, I just really quick wanted to call you and tell you about, I remember that amazing, beautiful speaker that we had, and she told me to tell you that you had so much power, and I just wanted to remind you of all the power that you have right now. And then you can go into, well, who do you know? This is who I help. Do you know anyone who right now is looking for someone to help them with this? But let's begin to connect with people and build a relationship because that's going to make a difference. So I think